going to start off with the beeswax. This is a full pound, and I'm just going to use the grater. You can also use the, since it'd be a lot easier, this is pretty hard to do, but you can also use the beeswax chips. I just want to show you a little easier technique if you have to use the beeswax. It's easier to lay the grater down and then push it across and kind of add a zigzag so you get to the bottom and keep doing that. It's a lot easier to get more out than having it standing up. Show you. Looks like grated cheese. You just want to keep going until you have enough. I can get about a ½ ounce on there at a time. I just put it on wax paper, and that way I can just pour it into the glass container that's going to go in the double boiler. And I'll just keep doing that till I got enough ounces that I want. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, and they're going to equal 2 ounces or 1/4 cup. I'm going to use the cocoa butter raw, coconut oil, olive oil, and honey. So I'm going to start off with the olive oil. There's a tablespoon. I'm going to take a tablespoon of the cocoa butter that's raw, and a tablespoon of the coconut oil. It's going to be, because it's liquid and solid, it's going to be a little harder to get it where you want it for exactly 2 ounces, so you may have to add a little bit more on each, but I'm also going to add a tablespoon of of honey. It's optional to add the vitamin E, and you just use the little oil capsules, and you can pierce or cut with the scissors. And just squeeze each one into your secondary ingredients until you've got them all 6 in there. I've got a little pan with water in there so I can get the water boiling, and I'm going to put the jar with the beeswax in there, and then I'm going to pour my secondary ingredients inside there as well, and then we're going to start the melting process. Okay, I've stopped boiling and I removed it from the heat because it's fully melted. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add the essential oil, and I'm just going to use lavender oil. This is optional. The soap itself, the beeswax, smells really delicate and it has a nice light scent to it already, but if you like a little other scents, I want to do lavender, so I'm going to add about 10 drops, and always add it after you've boiled, and just mix it in. I'm also going to add, after I pour it into the mold, I'm going to add a little bit of dried lavender. This has a little bit of other stuff in it as well. This is the Angel Baby Bath Blossoms, but it's awesome for putting a few of the dried herbs in there to make it look a little pretty, and so they know that it's actually lavender. Get my gloves on here so I can handle the hot glass. Lift it up real careful. And then pour it into your molds. I have different ones, and I'm just going to pick the ones that I want to actually make. I'm making these for Mother's Day, so I'm picking the roses today. And actually I'm going to pick one butterfly. Looks like I've got enough to do 4, and there's just a little bit extra, so I can probably pour them to top them off. I'm actually going to, that way you can see it a little better on the molds, but there's 4 of them that I was able to fill using the 4 ounces worth of product, and I'm going to let that set probably for about at least 30 minutes in the refrigerator, and up to an hour before I actually take those out of the molds. And then I'm also, when I boiled it, it only took 7 minutes, but it's going to vary a little bit because I boiled the mixture on medium-high heat, and that will average somewhere between 7 and 15 minutes when you do that part. I'm not sure yet how long it takes if you just leave these out to harden, but you want to make sure they're hardened before you push those out of the molds. I'm still going to add a little bit of the dried herbs here. There's lavender in here and a few other little flowers. And I'm just going to sprinkle those in there. This is just more for the decoration. If you want to, you could actually push it in there a little more and add more. But since it's not going to actually go onto the person's skin, it's more for it to look pretty. Okay, these have been in there for about 50 minutes to an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and pop them out of the molds. Here's the butterfly. Now it looks like I had a little too much honey in there, so we're going to reduce the honey amount in there so that that's more solid and you don't have that ending up as a problem. I'm just going to basically cut that edge, but the front side and everything is still solid and will work just great.